What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Lioness in the Wild. Grr. Um, Great to have you guys here today. And I am just trying to adjust this. Hold on. It's like behind me. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm good. All right, so anyways, some interesting topics today we're going to talk about. I've got a little bit of an update as far as my game room, and mainly the reason why I want to show you guys that is just because I want to show you some of the projects that I'm working on. Um, but what's up to everybody in the chat? Thank you all for joining. I am going to scroll up here. Stringer Films was first to chat, by the way. And shout out to my two members that are currently in here, JJ and the Pastafarian. Warrior, thank you for that. And let's see, who else do we have? Tomorrow Ghost. So thank you guys for joining. Much appreciated. I thought this was an interesting topic because these are, I noticed that these are like starting to really trend. And I have never been an advocate for like Raspberry Pis or anything like that. I think they're cool for what they are, but I've never advocated for them. I've always preferred like a small PC build, and when I found the Optiplex 3050, that was like, oh my god, look how tiny this thing is, and it's a legit PC, you know. So seeing these mini PCs has been like mind-blowing to me. What is up, Smart? Thanks for joining. So yeah, I think what's going to be interesting though is actually contrasting both of these, because I got two of them. I want to give you guys like good information. I got two of them, and then I have my Optiplex 3050, and we've been joined by Mr. Ballistic Coffee Boy. Good evening. And I want to be able to compare and contrast a Dell Optiplex 3050 with these two mini PCs and see like if you know what each one pulls as far as performance with the same build. So I'm working on a CoinOps build and then also a Launchbox build. Now I feel like there's a little bit more versatility with Launchbox. CoinOps, you're kind of limited to like the version of the emulators that you can use, so to speak. So that will be interesting to look at as well. But anyways, I'm like rambling on, and $2 super chat from Stringer Films. Technically, Nick Madsen was second. He's on my couch. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys being first and second. Thank you. And thank you for the super chat. It's greatly appreciated. Oh wait, what is this? I can heart this? I hearted it. I hearted the super chat. That's a new thing. So anyways, I think that this is like a really important thing for people who are looking to mod to either do a build of an arcade cabinet or to like mod, for example, an arcade 1-up. I mean, me personally, unless you already own the arcade 1-up and want to use it as a shell, I don't see the return in using something like that. That's a really good question. JJ says, Launchbox, what are your thoughts on the 1,000 game hard disk drive that's being reviewed for a few YouTubers on the web as potentially illegal but being sold on Amazon for $115? And I'm going to come back to that. I'm going to circle back to that. Stringer says, I've always been a huge big box fan, but I'm really loving Batacera, especially in an Optiplex. Yeah. And And so that's my thing. Like early on, I really was disappointed with the Pis because they were very limited. They're cool. Like, yeah, you can have a lot of games on them and you can run, up to CPS 3 games. I think when I first started looking at them, I know now you can run Dreamcast and stuff like that, but um, what's up, Mike? Under 300, yeah, 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 and it still is. I'm actually gonna pull it up here in a minute. But anyways, so I think that the Pis are a waste of money, especially now with what people are asking for them on the market, and it's generally, you're looking at for like an orange Pi, which is kind of the best that you can get right now. You're looking at around just naked, I think, 120 bucks, 100 to 120 bucks. All right. And it's not that that's bad. It's just like then you look over at these mini PCs or a Dell Optiplex 3050 micro, and it's like, why would you even spend your money on a Raspberry Pi when you can literally get like a full powered PC? So I think that that's like one of the big things that I kind of want to address here too for people, because I feel like it's just not knowing. Am I wrong? What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat, because I'm always curious why people still buy the Raspberry Pis when you can do these incredible builds with NVMe, SSDs on these little PCs for $100. Where would you want your money to go? So just things that we're going to be talking about. Get ready. Get ready. Let's see. So let me go back to JJ's question real quick. I think that it's very, I don't know. I feel like it's unethical to sell something like that on Amazon. Although the flip side to it is that technically you can say like, well, you're not paying for the games. You're just paying for me to set this thing up for you. But that doesn't make it right. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I mean, like, for people who don't know how to do it, it's nice to be able to just like get something sent to you, because for the people that do, they're just going to do it anyways, So it's kind of a tough call. I don't really know if that's a good answer or not, but it's like a double-edged sword, I guess. Bonos Tecmo says, I use a mini PC for work and I have one for retro stuff. Yes. Stringer Films, I currently have one cab that will run Groovy MAME correctly with Big Box. It's extremely tedious and a hair pull to get right. I'm starting to think too many ROMs is the cause of a lot of problems. Interesting. Yeah. Are you talking about specifically with Big Box? I use, what build of MAME am I currently using? I think 0.243, because that's where most of the games are stable. Like, not much has changed from that build. Wait. I follow and watch you for the tips you offer. Well, that's why we're here, Pastafarian. Referring to using a CRT. All right, I'm not sure what that last one, I mean, I get CRT, but I don't know what the other reference was, Stringer, so my apologies. Okay, so let's take a look here at my game room right now, because it looks different than the last time you guys saw it, if you saw my tour video. All right. Oh, that's not. Oh, here we go. I don't know why I made that so difficult. Okay, so you guys can see, like, there's nothing in the middle. And as we come over here, you're going to see this is my newest build right here. And that is a Game Room Solutions Vuelix. That's what they call it. It's a Game Room Solutions Vuelix. So Vuelix style or something like that. I really, really like this. And I didn't really enjoy the experience I had with Game Room Solutions. They're nice, but there's just I'm a very like attention to detail type of person, and I feel like there was a lot of things that they did that were just unfinished, and the bezel situation was kind of annoying. But it was all fixable stuff, things that I can do. Um, so I was yeah, I was slightly dissatisfied with the process, but I absolutely love the cab. I love it. And I'm going to tell you guys more about it here in a second. And then this is my basically like kind of Street Fighter themed cab. I didn't want to like label it as a Street Fighter cab because I wanted it to be versatile. And those are IL joysticks and IL convex buttons that are on there. And that's a tank stick, which aside from being painted and different buttons and joysticks installed has not been modified. So this also, the artwork was done by GRS. This is another GRS cab. Now the difference between these two is that the black one, the Vuelix, is going to be running basically a JVS / JAMA setup, and then also a mini PC setup. I'm still working on that, but it's going there. Like I have all the gear for it already. And then this one runs an Optiplex Micro and a PS4. And that's obviously for newer gen fighting games. And then the Optiplex is powerful enough to hit everything from like, I don't know, 2005 and below. So anyways, that's like the layout. So I just thought I'd share that. And also, let me back up just a little bit. I actually, because they didn't do the side panels right here on the control panel. And so I actually took the time to paint that. I matched it as best as I could. And then I redid the T-molding to white. It was originally black. So, but that's what those two are running. And that's why I have two of them. Like, I don't think it's totally necessary, but after getting the one for the tank stick, I wanted that one more to be able to do the JAMA setup with. So that's where that's going. Here it is. Here's a little bit of a closer look at it. And then all of these buttons are crown buttons, and these are Sanwa joysticks. And then these buttons up here are also crown. So the only other thing that I really need to do is, if we're looking at it, is, oh my gosh, it's going too fast. Is if we look, come on, go back. Is up here. So this trim, I'm going to chrome it out, and then across here, chrome and down, and that'll be it. So basically the chrome trim following down. The control panel, I'm not going to put chrome trim on. I just wanted that kind of highlight to make it stand out. What's up, Nick? And then Donkey Kong. So now it's very important for me to disclaim for you guys that this Donkey Kong is an original Donkey Kong. I did refurbish it, or restore it if you want to say that, but I think it was more of a refurb. Like, this control panel is the original control panel. This bezel piece is the original bezel piece. The only things that I had to replace were things that were literally melted because it was in a house fire. So it's got the original monitor in it. It's got the original PCB, etc., etc. All right. I wanted a Donkey Kong Jr. cab, but I don't really have the room for it right now. If I get the opportunity, I might get one. But I thought, you know what? Why not just make this a double Donkey Kong? Now, before you go, oh my God, you're going to hack the DK Jr. board? Sacrilege. I would never do that. I did think about it, though. I can't lie there. But what's important to know is that I actually got my hands on an original DK Jr. board. And so what I did was I said, you know what, I'm just going to go with the control panel instruction card, and then the bezel instruction cards. And then I got a really cool double Donkey Kong marquee that is silk screened and printed on plexi, you know, and that should be here actually tomorrow to just kind of polish it off. And so I actually just will switch out the PCBs. Like, that's just how I'm going to roll with it. So there's actually a DK Junior PCB in there right now. And that was kind of a cool little project that I was working on. But I got the DK Junior PCB from Mike's Arcade because, like, funny story, they literally have the best price around for a DK Junior PCB. So, so yeah, that's what I'm doing with it. And I'm not doing anything else to it. Like, it still has all of its originality. There's nothing that's damaging to it. And I'm not doing anything with the wiring or any of that. Like, it's literally just swap in, swap out PCB, and you know, these cards are all swappable or removable, if you will. So yeah, sorry, let me catch up here a little bit. Yes, Nick, I love that. Let's see. Pastafarian, the DK is amazing. Did Billy Mitchell touch your PCB? I don't know, but I had this theory that he might have left gum on my on the top of it. So, all right. So anyways, the bigger subject here is actually the other two cabinets from GRS. But I just wanted to show you guys this because it's something kind of cool and different that I'm working on. Yeah. Anyways, you can see I just basically kind of hybridized it. Now, they do actually sell sets of like sticker sets or placard sets that you can use. But I just figured, like, why do that? Because I can just put them on there myself. So that's what I did. But anyways, let's skip over and look at these mini PCs. All right, so you have a B-Link mini PC, AMD Ryzen 5 5500U, all right, up to 4 gigahertz, 16 gigabytes of DDR4, 500 gigabyte NVMe SSD, Win 11, supports 4K at 60 hertz, and I'm going to say that it supports it at 144 because I had it plugged into my Samsung monitor and that's what it said. So now, to get the games to run optimally on here, you're going to have to reduce the resolution, but aside from that, it's like not that bad. So if we're looking at pricing here, it's $259. Now, I'm not logged into my Amazon account, but if you were logged into your Amazon account, there's another, I think, $20 or $40 off coupon that you can apply to that. So you're talking about getting these specs right here for $220. All right. Now, if that's a little bit out of your price range or more than you want to pay, then this is the next best option, I think. So this is a B-Link S12 Pro Mini, which uses a 12th gen Intel, and it goes up to 3.4 gigahertz. That's pretty good. I'm trying to remember if it's quad core or I think it's quad core. Like, I was trying to remember if it was higher or not, but I know it's at least a quad core. Anyways, 3.4 gigahertz, 16 gigabytes DDR4, and a 500 gigabyte PCIe. So you don't get the NVMe with this one, but you still get an SSD, and that's huge. And it comes with Windows 11 and then 4K, and I know that this one also does 4K at 144 because I had it plugged into my Samsung gaming monitor. So you get 4 USB ports on both of them, 3.2s obviously, and then Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. And this one is $169. And if you're logged into your Amazon, you can get a $20 coupon like at checkout. So you can't really beat that. I mean, if you wanted a cased Pi 5, you'd pay that or more. So let me switch over here and take a look at what you guys are saying in the Chizat. See, and this is something that I completely don't understand either. And Bo, that's why I think like it's literally people don't know. Like they just think that that's the best option. You know, even for people who are using one ups, like any of those would be better than a Raspberry Pi. And you can do a CoinOps build or a Launchbox build, you know? Um, but what you're showing is a lot more powerful and much smaller. Yeah. So to me, it's very difficult to justify ever investing in a Pi when you can invest in one of these. And here's the other thing with the Pi is, I mean, what's the storage standard on those? Like 128 is the cheaper model. If they even come with it, I mean, like you have to buy an SD card, right? These come with 500 gigabytes SSD drives. Like that's huge. That's huge. So, um, this is like meant to be very educational right here because I want people to be aware that you are, you know, you can spend your money on whatever you want, but if you want to spend your money in a way, at least I think this is a very smart way to invest your money in tech. If you're into modding your arcades or you want one platform, this is like one of the best ways that you can go. And if not these, definitely a Dell Optiplex Micro. That's my opinion based on everything that I've learned and that I know. And, you know, I've used Raspberry Pis, and again, they're cool for what they are, but they're not worth $100. You know, they're supposed to sell for like what, 30 or 40 or 50 or something like that. They never do. I've never seen them that cheap. And if somebody does get them that cheap, I would still say spend $60 more or $100 more and invest in one of these. Like, so if you guys are on the market or you're looking for something new to do a really great custom retro gaming build with, or for an arcade cabinet, these are really a great way to go. Now, I have the same CoinOps build on both the B-Link and both B-Links, but the Ryzen and the Intel. And I've kind of been like benching them to see which one is you know, if there's any drops on either of them. Now, obviously, the Ryzen's going to do better, but generally speaking, like everything up to like 2005 games should run perfectly fine on both of them. So that's just something to consider. Um, Stringer has an interesting question here. Has anyone ever tried using an external GPU or one of those new high-powered SFF PCs? Um, I haven't, but I know that like using an external GPU, like I mean, it's kind of like costly unless you already have the stuff to do it, depending on, you know, how far you want to go with it. But if you get serious about it, I mean, that's one way you could even go with these mini PCs if that's your point. And I see that like as a great thing. Like, yeah, especially if you build something, want to do like really a hardcore build, then all you're really paying for is the GPU. So that's, you know, on top of the $160 PC. So yeah, way more versatile. And then let's talk about the fact that you have Windows on it. So you can set up your software however you want. You know, you're not stuck with the limitations of the Pi and RetroArch. Like you can use all kinds of different stuff, right? Ballistic Coffee Boy says my Raspberry Pi was $25 from Amazon. I still haven't opened it in all these years. Like the first 3 generations were pretty much like worthless, you know, in my opinion. I know I'm gonna get like flack for that, but they were. My Ryzen one does pretty great. Okay, so you have one of these, Godly? That's cool. Um, all right, let me skip back over here. All right. So what do you guys think? I mean, Do you think that people are not, that they're investing in like Raspberry Pi builds or Raspberry Pis just because they think it's easier, or are they just, do they not know? Like, do they not know that there's something that is similar in price that is substantially better, like substantially? And then these, you know, on these things, let's keep in mind that you can do like full on gun builds and everything. And then you have companies like GRS who make basically replica, you know, gun arcades. So, I mean, you could buy two of those, which is potentially the cost of three arcade one-ups. And you could have a gun system that plays everything you ever wanted and at high quality. And you could have like your, you know, two-player arcade setup with a trackball and spinners if you wanted, that plays everything else at high quality, including Steam. So, you know, Ultra Street Fighter 4. I think they even have like a Taito Type X setup. But yeah, I mean, I'm curious, like what you guys think. Oh, I got blasted right there. Let's see. 12 months ago, yeah, when they were going for like $200 a pop. Godly says, I honestly think they don't know. I didn't know about this until COVID. Yeah. Joe says, bought one of these for a customer a couple weeks ago. They were thrilled with it. Yeah. I mean, they're just awesome. And it makes me want to like get them and tinker with them and do builds. And I would do builds for people. Like if they bought one and then sent it to me, like I'd do builds for them. Like just because not everybody is like technically apt enough to do it, but they want it. And they don't really sell them with, you know, builds on them. People don't know about the prices on these, right? But I've been seeing lately, especially, and it's like, it's always funny, like the timing of this stuff. But I think like RGT85 and a few other YouTubers, maybe like Mad Little Pixel. Mad Little Pixel's actually been covering kind of generationally some of these for a while now. But I think that the latest ones, like within the last 6 months or 3 months, have been like really significantly improved to where now I would look at these over an Optiplex. Although the Optiplex is still really good for the price point. Chat's moving quick, guys, so forgive me if it takes a second to catch up. Yeah, 100 dozen Optiplexes for 150, yeah. And most of them have NVMe support too. Could one PC run more than one cab at the same time? No, it's not a dumb question. But I don't think so unless, yeah, I don't think so. Unless you had like dual HDMI out, but no, then that still wouldn't make sense. So yeah, no, I don't think so. Unless I'm not thinking about it right. Let's see. Minus Forum mini PC in a MAME cabinet. Love it. Yeah. More people know about Optiplexes, but these come with SSDs and better CPUs and other specs. Yeah. Well, the Optiplex, you can get a, what is it? An i5 7500T, which is pretty good. That's a pretty good CPU. And then if you put an NVMe in there, I mean, you're cooking with Crisco. So, so yeah, I mean, I've never had any issues with my Optiplex build, and I don't even think, I think I have an SSD in it, but I don't have an NVMe. I've never had any issues running anything on that. I haven't tried Steam though. I should probably like experiment with that more. Okay. So general opinion is basically that people just don't know these things exist. They don't know what they're missing out on. And I think that a lot of people are still selling like Pi builds of emulation stuff. And again, from the beginning, I was never a huge fan of Pi because I had a MAME cab from back in the day that I was running PC setups in. So, what's up, Mobile Decay? Greatest thing since sliced bread. Mike says, for my custom cabs, I now use my old Pis to run custom scripts for, yeah, just for the LCD marquees. Yeah, that's cool. It's a good way to recycle, right? I'm like that too. Like I'll find ways to use things. But anyways, yeah. So I don't know, but I think it's just important. Like I'm throwing it out there. I'm gonna be working on these. Eventually, I'll get around to doing a video where I talk about the differences between these two models, which I think there's like more expensive ones that are like 600 bucks, and I mean those are getting up there like on the high end specs, like really current gen processors and stuff like that. But I don't think it's really worth it unless you're trying to have like a really tiny gaming PC. But for emulation and arcade builds, I think that these are the most budget friendly, make the most sense to invest in. You know, again, just my opinion from my experience. But let's see. Pi is good for really small stuff. Yeah, I mean, if you don't care about anything else and you can get them for like 30 or 40 bucks, then I would say if you don't care about anything beyond like 1995, um, I don't mind RetroArch, but I would much prefer, you know, a CoinOps, or my most preferred would be Launchbox. Um, let me see. After seeing that Big Blue to add move sets to my custom. Oh, that's cool. That is really cool. Oh, let's talk about that Big Blue. I was like, okay, this is kind of cool, but it's also an atrocity. I'm sorry. Does anybody else like not agree or agree with that? Like, why would you take a current gen game that's meant to run in a Vuelix or something like that, and then put it in a Big Blue? Now, just for like show and like wonder and awe, like it's cool, you know? Okay, because we all know like Big Blue is like a very classic form factor for Street Fighter, Capcom fighting games, and so it was really cool to see. But I feel like the only thing is like awe factor. Like I would never want that. I would never want that. I would rather have like a Vuelix with Street Fighter 6 in it. Like I just don't understand. I didn't understand it. I'm not saying it's bad. That was just like my take on it, was like, okay, cool, but why would you do that? Like the game's not even meant to run on a CRT, so it's like totally unnatural. Um 16 by 9 game, right? To me it was like reminiscent of taking a CRT game or a CRT arcade cabinet and then putting like a widescreen LCD in it and playing, like, I don't know. I just thought it was like unnatural. I thought it was neat, like as a project thing, and respect for like the work that they did to put it together. But it just was very unnatural to me. It's weird. I don't know. All right, let me go back up here because I think I missed some comments. Can I use my Ryzen 5 base Lenovo? Yes, you definitely can, Amir. What is up, Ralphie? All right, Joe says supposedly the rising that's in the machine, it's got some issues when it comes to gaming. I don't know what they were. Just somebody made a comment in chat. Oh, okay, Ryzen, I get it. Let's see. Look for deals. Great buy, yeah. Oh my gosh, this chat. Oh, okay. Mike was commenting on the stream yesterday. Yeah, I didn't see the whole stream. I think I saw it when he was originally out there, and I was just kind of like, oh, that's weird. Or I saw the picture of it, and then I saw like a clip of the stream. That's what it was, because I think he tweeted about it. Anyways, respect for being able to build something like that, but it seems so unnatural to me. It's like I said, to me it's like comparable to taking like a joust and putting like a widescreen LCD in it. Like, why? But how much did the Vuelix build cost? So it starts at, and it's free shipping, it starts at I think it's $6.99 or $6.49. And that's just for the black, thing, basically with the control panel like drilled for you. I would definitely say if you're going to get it, just get it bare bones and then customize it yourself. Because if you do more like I did, you're going to be disappointed. It's just, I have too much attention to detail, and there's no good way to communicate with their customer service team or whatever, because they only do it through email. And I'm like, can I call you guys? And they're like, we're just going to avoid that question and continue to email you. So I don't know, but yeah, $6.99. So I hope that answered your question, JJ. Anytime you play widescreen games on a 4x3, it looks like crap, vice versa as well. Yeah. Totes. Ralphie thought it was cool. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not saying I thought it was wrong or anything. I just didn't really, I didn't really get it. It just, to me, was very unnatural for the way that the game is and was engineered. It was just very unnatural. That's all. If they would have had like a widescreen LCD in that, I feel like it would have been at least a little bit more natural, but it is what it is. All right. Let's see. To almost every Capcom game. Yeah, that's very cool. That definitely adds to the replay of it, So if that's the case, then that's a lot better. Hey, no problem. You take care. We still have that AMA at 7. So speaking of 4x3 displays, are you hoping to pick up one of the Unico Phoenix monitors to review? Saved by Zero. I am interested in the 26-inch one, but I don't know if I'm going to do that. I don't know if I'm going to venture out there. But I am curious. I think that they look great. So yeah, I do think it's very cool. Bezel Project is great. Yeah. I like those too. He actually had a widescreen TV as the marquee. Right, yeah. I noticed that. I was like, oh, is it flipped? No, it's just singular. Kurt, thank you very much. Okay. Gotcha, pasta. All right, so... All right, my recommendation, though, is if you're on the lookout, go with, and you want to spend under $200, go with either one of these or an Optiplex. If you want to shell out, $100 more and walk out the door for about $260 and get, squeeze the juice out of that performance and be able to do a little bit more, Go with one of these, because these will play, like, if you care about console gaming too, these will play like PS3 games really well for the most part. And again, it's Windows, so you can set up the emulator however you want, you know. And I got this keyboard for $7 that has a built-in mouse, and it's normally like 30. It's on sale. It's called it's by a company called Artech, like Artech, and they're really nice, and they're wireless or Bluetooth. And I mean, you do that, and then you can put the box wherever you want. You don't have to worry about having a wire or anything. You're using a wireless controller. I mean, you're all set. You're all set. And the only thing that's plugged in the back is your power cord and your HDMI, right? So definitely the big consideration. Wow. Holy cow. Wait, what? Dude, that is so awesome. Thank you so much, Pasta. Wow. You guys. That's really cool. I can't thank you enough. That's just awesome. Very cool. Thank you. Everybody, the Pastafarian. Series S was a good option for emulation until MS messed it up. But yeah, I still think the Series S is like one of the best priced and, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? It's just like the best value for a console that you can get right now. But yeah, that does suck. I can't believe that. That's cool. Kurt, oh my god, what happened? Oh, is it like super random? Crazy. I play PS3 on Ryzen 5500 and 1050. It's really smooth for the games that work. Yeah. And so I know that I've seen people playing on the 5500 and 5800 on those mini PCs, and it's really good. So it was. There we go. Those custom emojis. Thank you. Triumph. All right. So that was awesome. Good showstopper right there. Pastafarian rocks. Thank you. What is up, Carl? I'm looking at ProDesk G6 minis. Yeah, so the B-Link ones are the two that I've found to be, I know that there's some other good ones out there, but these are the ones that I found to be consistently like reliable, and people like them and have good experiences with them, and performance is generally, you know, between these two models is very measured. And I just realized that I'm doing the thing again where I'm going back and forth between stuff, but I don't have it pulled up. So between these two models, there's enough of a difference to make it worth the $60 or whatever, $70. But they're really good. They're really good. So sorry, I'm pulling this back up. Okay. Zotac Z-Box Magnus with an RTX 2070S. That sounds powerful. 32 gigabytes, yeah. So, I mean, these both, again, come standard with 16 DDR4 and then 500 gigabyte either PCIe or NVMe if you go with the more expensive one. Now, if you go up in price a little bit, they have like 1 terabyte drives. I was tempted, but I was like, nah, 500 gigabytes is more than enough for a really good CoinOps build or Launchbox build, especially when you're looking at arcade games. You know, console definitely like 1 terabyte or 2 terabytes if you're doing like everything, but I kind of limit it to the things that I really like or that I never got to experience and wanted to. So that's how I look at it, I guess. But anyways, so kind of going back over here for a second. So that's my newest build right here. And this is getting a mini PC in it. It currently has a Pi because that's just what it came with. But it's getting a mini PC in it. And this one has an Optiplex 3050 micro. So that's staying in there. But it's with the other mini PC that I have and all three of them, I'm going to contrast them and get as much as I can. Let me pull that up, Kurt. Question, what oh, this is really bad. Okay, I'm back. I am sorry. I have no idea what just happened. Let me pull this down because I'm probably going to be echoing all over the place. That was crazy. So I completely lost connection to my 5G and I'm not seeing the chat. So I don't know if they recoded it. What a pain. Give me a second so I can pull up the chat over here. What the heck just happened? That was so weird. I wonder if that was YouTube or if that was me. Oh, good. I'm already muted. Okay. All right. Sorry. No idea what happened. That was really, really bizarre. And my 5G still isn't back up, which doesn't make any sense. Secured. All right. I'm working on it. Midlife. It's all good. Okay, you guys are gonna have to forgive me because I have to look over here to look at the chat until I can figure this out. What the heck? All right, let me see if I can pull this pop-up chat and recode it real quick. 1 second. I think we're just gonna be paused on the other end. Get overlay. Here we go. I swear I'm about to fix it, guys. It's about to happen. Let me see. Old one is 86th, and then let's stick this in here. Pop out chat. Come on. Dude, what the heck? That was so weird. All right. I think I got you guys now. We're good, so you don't have to stare at that. All right. That was so bizarre. Okay. Like an old 70s video technique. I guess that's where I want to be. This thing is not reconnecting, so I'm going to try and enter the password over here. But yeah, if you guys have any questions while I'm doing this, throw them up in the chat, or any, experiences you want to share on the mini PCs. I have kind of expressed how I feel about it, and hopefully it's educational, because like I really think that people need to be aware of this. And I think that, if anything, with the Raspberry Pi stuff, then hopefully it kind of pushes the price point on those way down, because I just don't see how you could justify spending that kind of money on them. All right, it's not letting me connect over here. The internet is the devil. What was that? It had to have been my internet, because YouTube seems fine. Well, Joe Husky just said anybody that wants to put a GPU, and it should just go with an Optiplex, no buying expensive external GPU cabinets. Yeah. I mean, again, and that's why I said, like, that's why I was saying that unless you're doing something like really hardcore that's running like a lot of newer gen stuff, I think that these are totally optimal, you know, and you shouldn't need to do like an external GPU or anything like that. And as the technology gets better, it's just getting easier to run these games natively on the setup. Yeah, Model 2, Model 3 is even playable on these now. I didn't even know that. I didn't know Model 3 was playable. There's Model 3 games that are perfectly playable on these. It's crazy. But yeah, Model 2, System 12, exactly. You'll never be able to get those on running on a Pi. Uh, what is the max you are willing? I would say for me personally, with my setup, no more than, you know, this Risen one that's $250. Yeah. So I just think it's important for people to like know that it's there, it's available, you know, instead of spending $160 on an Orange Pi or a Raspberry Pi 4 B plus, you know, with 128 gigabytes worth of games, some of which can't even run, you know, do this. Everything is streamlined. Kurt, didn't hear my answer. So for JAMA to PC, the way that I'm going to do it is I'm basically going to clip the wiring harness into the USB encoder wiring harness. So all that does is it just makes it so that if I'm not running the emulation setup, then, and I turn on a JAMA or JVS game, then it just is already clipped into that wire harness. So it just uses it. You know, like wire pincher, whatever they're called, like little wire pinchers that you can pinch them together. I'm just going to do that. So I hope that answered your question. Hopefully you heard me that time. Is this members only yet? No, I'm about to. I'm about to. Crimp, yeah, crimp. So yeah, but it's 6:55 already. Holy cow, guys. Well, this went by really quick. I am going to be switching over to members only because I planned on doing an AMA and a tech talk today. So that's probably going to run for about 20-25 minutes. So damage control, what's up? What's up? So yeah, I mean, hopefully you guys got something out of this stream, and it was, you know, valuable in one way or another. I just think that these are really great. They make sense price wise, you know, power wise, what you're going to be able to do with them, and they're versatile. You know, you could just literally set it with your other consoles and run it as like an emulation console. You know, if you don't want to use it in an arcade cab, or you could use it specifically for arcade cabs. And there's, you know, specific arcade builds, and there's just so much you can do with them. It's just, to me, it's so worth it. But anyways, okay, so what I'm going to do right now, just so that y'all know, is I'm going to end this stream, and then I'm going to open up a new stream that is a members only, and that will be for the AMA. And I am paying attention. I'm just trying to set this up real quick. And that will be for the AMA and Tech Talk. I really appreciate you guys joining me today. You guys know I don't know. I generally probably do these once about every 3 weeks to a month. So it's always nice to get you guys in here and kind of catch up a little bit. And I hope you all are having a good weekend. Let me see. Oh, is it not letting me? What is this dirt? This is dirt. Hold on. Okay, so anyways, I'm going to end this, and then there's immediately going to be a members only stream. All right. So love y'all. Have a great Sunday and take care out there. Until next time, I'll see you guys then.